Guys, welcome back to A2 the show. Another episode, another day with the great Ahmed Bharoocha. Ahmed is a world renowned
Woo!
etymologist celebrated for his groundbreaking research on insect behavior. He has spent over 2 decades living amongst beetles, um, translating ant dialects and mapping the emotional lives of caterpillars. He's the first scientist to successfully negotiate a peace treaty between rival wasp colonies and once published a 600-page study proving mosquitoes hold grudges. Please welcome the foremost expert in all things six-legged, Ahmed Bharoocha. Ahmed, it's so good to
Bzzz.
have
Thank
you
you.
here. How's it going?
Thank you. I'm
How's your day
doing
been?
well. How about you?
Great, great. How are the bees? How the bees
The
colony, bee
bees, they're
colonies?
they're they're in danger. Watch, you got to be careful of the bees.
Okay,
They
they're
need our help.
buzzing. They're
Yeah.
they're doing their stuff. All right, that's
Yeah.
amazing. But yeah, I mean, how? Where do we begin from? Ali, could you help us? Where do we go with this?
Yeah, so the Save the Bees movement. Is that
Yeah.
something that's extra or is that something that's necessary?
I don't know that much about it, but I think that I like bees. We should save them. Save some bees.
Or
You know,
save some
they
bees?
pollinate things. I'm not that educated in it, but I'm for the bees. For the bees.
For the bees.
And we have a quote from you over here saying that we need to get rid of the cockroaches. Is that something that you believe in?
That's I've never said that. That's someone lied about that. That's someone spreading dirty rumors about me.
Oh
We can't
gosh,
get rid of the cockroaches. They're the last line of defense against nuclear Armageddon.
it's a good point. Fair take.
We
So that
should we
was
should be harnessing the power of the cockroach.
now. Are there any insects you would choose to get rid of if you could?
You know, let me see. I guess I mean I'd be worried that it would cause some kind of chain reaction in the world, but let me see. I don't like what bugs don't I like? I do like bugs. Let's see, what kind of bug? Maybe like an earwig or something. That they look kind of creepy. I don't like
An
them.
Okay.
earwig. Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what their benefit is.
Nice. And
No,
we've been told that you're trying to like crossbreed different bugs. Have you had any success with that so far?
You know, I'm trying to. I'm setting the mood. I'm putting on some music for them, getting them drunk, and it's just not happening. So I don't know. I don't know what I got to do. You know, I'm coaching the Beatles. I'm trying, but no, they're not doing it.
even
They're
when they're
fighting. They're ripping
intoxicated.
each other apart. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Usually, it just ends up one of them kills the other one. I don't know.
Do they end up even laying their eggs inside each other, or like no, that doesn't like what's going on after?
I can't see that small. I don't have the equipment to know,
Okay.
but I'd like to think so. I like to think that they're doing that.
What do you think is like the most important insect within the insect universe?
I mean, probably a bee, right? A bee's like pollinating everything and uh, making everything work. But you know, I'd say the bee. I think I'm gonna go with the bee.
Without
Wow.
bees, we'd be history. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. All right.
Super deep. Okay, guys, if you weren't, this is a big joke. Ahmed's not an etymologist. He's a comedian, an actor.
I sold it well, though. I did sell it well.
As you can tell, Ahmed's in his home right now. So,
Yeah, I live in my car. That's a Los Angeles dream.
okay, Ahmed. Well, tell us a bit about your childhood then.
Sure, I was born in California. My dad's Pakistani Muslim. My mom's Irish Catholic. And yeah, I grew up a funny kid, you know, trying to make jokes all the time, getting in trouble in school until it started working for me, you know. Then I started pursuing comedy. Uh, in college is when I really started doing stand-up, but I, you know, made funny videos as a kid. Just was a kind of a spazzy weirdo.
Mm.
Try to make videos for school and try to make my teachers laugh. Try to get myself out of trouble with making them laugh,
All
fighting
right.
bullies with laughter.
Wow.
And
we
how
want to
how
hear.
often were you more bullied by your teachers or by your other students?
I would say, yeah, maybe maybe a couple students I can think in mind, But again, I was pretty. I could like joke around a lot, so usually that got me out of it. There was a couple teachers that didn't like me because I was talking too much. But most of the time, I think I was at least trying to win people over. So like even if it was my bully or my teacher that didn't like me, my goal was like not to like beat them down, but to be like, come on, I'm your friend. Let's go. Let's joke around.
Wow.
Okay.
And they try to punish you for doing comedy as a kid. They try to get you in
Yeah.
detention. They try to like make you look bad in front of your
Yeah.
parents. Like this kid's a jokester, but like
Yeah.
who's laughing now?
Yeah. Yeah. They're still not laughing.
Do you remember any like of the jokes or pranks you used to do as a kid?
I used to love like walking to like I go to the bathroom during school, and if there was like a door open in a different classroom, I used to like fall right in front of it, like I really fell and like got hurt, and and then like oh sorry, and then walk by. I used to love that.
Some physical humor out there.
Yeah, 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 I loved that. I draw a lot of funny pictures, and most of the time. I would just like to make comments to the person next to me, like in the back of the room. That was like kind of where I thrive. I even kind of think that still is where my comedy works the best. Is like I like being like a side character in like a sketch or something. I like being
Hmm.
like on the side in the back, like just making little comments here and there, not necessarily like being the star of the show.
So when
So,
you're in your acting roles, are you more being yourself to the maximum degree, or are you playing a character?
I think there always has to be like some part of me in there, you know. I think that's how I don't think I'm like the best actor in the sense where I can't normally just like become something completely different. So I have to find where the logic in my brain works, like to ground the character. So I usually try to ground it in a part of myself. But then yeah, then you like what's freeing about it, or the better at acting I get is sometimes when you play something you're not, it kind of opens you up to something. You're like, oh, I could be like I played a character on a TV show where it took me a few seasons to realize, but the director was like, "Oh, your character's cool," and I don't really think of myself as cool, so I hadn't
yeah.
been really playing that. But then once he tapped that in, I was like, "Oh, it's me if I was cool," you know. So it's still me in there, but then I'm like, "Oh, what if I was really cool?" Okay. So like yeah, it's like a mix, I'd say. It's like there's got to be something that's not you, and then but then I can't completely lose myself.
So what
I
does
can't be
cool
like Andy
you
Kaufman or something.
what does cool you look like from when you were playing it?
Cool for that person was kind of like everything was gonna work out for him, even though he was a big fuck up and like he. Oh, can you swear on this?
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
go
yeah,
for
you're
it.
fine.
Okay. You know, like I first I was playing the character like a big idiot because it was kind of a druggy guy, and I just thought that was funny that everything he did like fell apart and was wrong. But then the
Yeah.
cool aspect kind of came with it, like it was he didn't mind it. He and like
You stopped caring.
he wasn't worried. Yeah, he wasn't worried about it. He wasn't
Yeah.
like, oh no. He was just like, whatever. You know, I'm cool. Like, and he had like cool friends and like yeah, he just wasn't exactly worried about what other people thought.
Okay. Okay. So that's like the kind of like the trademark of a cool guy, just like not giving a shit.
Yeah, not giving a shit, not worrying too much about the how things turn out.
Hmm.
So,
What
is
would
it possible to be a
Wait, I just wanted
comedian
to
and
follow
be
up.
cool? Yeah,
I
because right
think it
now
is. That's
you
not my
care about
favorite style.
people's attention, right? Like you're a comedian, you're trying to get people to laugh. You want people's attention. You're kind of
Yeah. I
desperate
would
for
say
it.
that the older I get, the more I do comedy. When I mean, obviously, you always care a little bit of what the audience thinks, but the moments where I can be okay without them laughing, like I would like them to laugh. It would be nice if they laughed, but I don't live or die by their laughter. That's when
Yeah.
I feel the best as a comedian, where it's like, look, I'm gonna be giving you what I got. If you like it, come on board and have fun with me. If you don't, I'll do this again tomorrow, and someone else will like it.
That's a
So
cool
what's a
guy.
joke? What's
Yeah.
a joke you would say if you didn't care about what other people thought?
Um, Oh, I don't know. I guess I do care, I guess, what people think in that capacity. But there's like political jokes and stuff like that. But sometimes I find, like, I guess not caring or what's more uh, like effective is like I guess is what I calculate. Where it's like I used to be a little bit more political, and then like I started kind of like pulling back and like because I started like not liking seeing it from other comedians, where it's like, oh, this
Mm,
just feels like an obvious choice, or like I feel like now comedy is kind of very like divided, where like, oh, you're
Yeah.
in this one camp and then you make fun of this thing, and you have to be shooting at it from this direction only unless you're this direction. So like I guess yeah, sometimes I do have a hard time navigating through that with an audience, like, oh, do they not agree with me, so now they're not laughing, or but yeah, I think maybe I would go more in that direction, but I also kind of, I don't know, I've gone through a journey where like I really like Norm Macdonald.
mm-hmm.
It's one of my
Yeah.
favorite comics. And when he died, I just really went on like a binge of like all his interviews, all his stand up, and I realized that I really had no idea who he was in real life.
Mm,
And I think I had approached comedy before that, where it's like you have to be you and honest and like raw and revealing. And like I realized, oh, one of my favorite comedians was kind of like an enigma and very hidden and very calculated. So I, so so in that capacity, I did think he was cool. Not that he was being like revealing and honest, but he was like he wasn't going about it the way anyone else told him to go about it. Like he could be a
Mm.
fake character. He could be a fake person on stage. I think most of the stuff you don't ever know what Norm really feels, I think.
Okay. So
So yeah.
he's mysterious. Is like
Yeah, mysterious. So maybe there's a coolness about being mysterious too.
yeah, that is one of those traits as well that people kind of like, you know, they're attracted to it. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, why don't we know much about this person? Why?
Yeah, I guess there's a little bit of a power in deciding what you reveal, and as opposed to like a comedian who's all revealing, which is also I find impressive, but there's almost a neediness in that version where it's like, look at me, look who I am, like see my soul, like it's almost like you're being
Mm.
naked, and it's brave, I guess, but there's also like an element where it's like, oh, okay, like are you okay? you you're like you're being naked to the world, and almost because it's like what you feel you have to do to get the eyeballs, I guess in a way. That's kind of how I
Mm.
I see it. I see it now a little bit. So I'm trying to find that dance where not caring what people think, but still choosing what I care about, what I care to reveal, or what I care to talk about.
Okay. What do you care about if you don't mind sharing?
Yeah, I care about people. I care about my family, my kids, humans. Um, you know, regular people, like working people, poor people, uh, just people who aren't like connecting with the earth. Nature. Like
mm.
I do have a lot of bug jokes and animal jokes, which I think is where you came up with that. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I think being present, I care about. I care about not losing myself, not like selling myself out, or you know, becoming something I'm not, or something like getting lost in this business can be very you know, like it can change people, or it
Mhm.
can give you tunnel vision, and you're like, oh, I have to climb this ladder and do all these things, and then what, right? Then what happens? Like, I think we can easily forget that. It's like, oh, because I watch a lot of really successful people who I admire, but I see them being very sad. I see them being very unsatisfied, no matter how much they achieve. So I think I care about not losing the sight on what matters. And that's like, I think family, my kids, my wife, my parents, my sisters, my friends, and just, yeah, like human connections rather than like fame or success.
Wow.
Hmm. That's great. Yeah.
You're
Those are good
unique in
objectives
that,
to have in
Ahmed.
life.
Not
I
too
mean,
many
I
comedians do
yeah,
that.
I think it's hard. I see, but I guess, part of it's been maybe sometimes failure has helped me see that too, because you're like, oh, I wish I had this thing, I wish I had that thing, and then you see people who have it, and you talk to them, and you're like, oh, that's so cool, you have that thing, and they're so sad, and you're like, oh, that's not the thing to reach for. It's cool, like you want to have success, you want to like, yeah, I want to like pay my bills and feed my family and have enough notoriety where I can keep doing it and keep working and make people laugh and go to different comedy clubs and have enough name recognition or whatever to like get in the door. But if I'm not on the marquee or if I'm not on the Netflix thing or I'm not like on all the podcasts, like I don't care that much about that.
Mhm.
But this podcast I care
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
go. Yeah. Ooh, ooh.
Hot take. Do you
about.
agree
Hot
with me?
take. Sure.
Stand-up comedy is just adult show and tell with trauma.
Yeah, I think there's some truth in that for sure. Yeah. But it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. I guess that's one thing I think is like I feel like I love comedy, but so many comedians we we put our own like what we think comedy is all comedy. Like I don't know, like with people saying comedy is speaking truth to power, like it can be, but it doesn't have to be. Or
Mm.
like you can't punch down. It's like I don't like punching down, but some people do, and it's still comedy. If it makes people laugh, it is comedy. Like I just think that we put a lot of rules. We're like, no, comedy should be this or shouldn't be that. But I think, yeah, that's a big aspect of comedy is just people getting up and exposing their trauma. But like going back to Norm, he didn't do that. He didn't. I mean, maybe in a way he did it, like
Yeah.
his own weird way. But like he had cancer. No one knew it. Not even his friends. He didn't talk about it on stage, and he
Wow.
died with like out without revealing that trauma. But yeah, I guess like he still had trauma, so maybe it's
Yeah.
channeling through a different way. But yeah, that's a good take. I like that.
Thank you. What do you think makes Norm so like beloved by everyone? He does have some political takes too. Like a lot of it,
Yeah,
his jokes are. He has some serious ones, but
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I honestly like I really kind of realized he was more of a conservative guy like after his death. Um, when I'm not a conservative person, really. I mean, there's some things like family and stuff like that, um, but I think what was great about him was that first he was doing his own thing. He was very just like he's almost like a cartoon character in a way. Like, and I think when you listen to him, like one of his favorite comedians was like Bob Hope, and
mhm.
he says in an interview like Bob Hope didn't have good jokes, but Bob Hope was this thing that like Norm was doing where he was just this like almost like vassal for jokes and not really like a real person. He was just like, and that was Norm's kind of goal was like he didn't really want to be like again like a revealing person. He just wanted to be like a cartoon character that wears the same shirt every day and is just like almost like a fake person that's just being funny. And I think that's what he was. He was just like everything was about a joke. The jokes. He was a great joke writer. Very simple too. I feel like his rhythm and like his cadence was just like you know. It's
Yeah.
just kind of like he could make just like one word funny, I think. And yeah, so I think, and then he was just undeniable. He didn't bend for anyone. He didn't kind of, no matter which way people wanted him to go, he wouldn't like, I think he could be like biting comedian, but then, there's that famous roaster he did where they were telling him backstage, like, just go hard, just go really, really hard. And then he did the opposite. He's just like, yeah, he's for the birds, and it was just, he didn't, he just stuck to his own artistic vision and didn't really like play the game. I think maybe he really didn't play the game, and I think the people like that. People like seeing
Mm,
like, oh, this guy's doing his thing, not like what he's supposed to be doing, what
wow.
people want him to do.
Yeah, and
Mm.
Norm is such a uh, beloved comedian by so many, but I don't know why people follow his advice. Then it seems like a lot of comedians try to follow the same thing, like we talked about
Yeah,
earlier, and
yeah,
so
and he said he didn't think that any comedian had changed comedy since Sam Kinison, I think,
oh
and
wow,
like. I remember I heard that I was like, is that true? But I don't know. It was like, yeah, I guess like everyone's kind of doing a similar version of each other, and even copying Norm is like, yeah, you can't copy the guy that did his own thing. and think you're doing your own thing, you know?
Wow. Well, we did have some questions about your personal life. I don't know if you're trying to say a bit more mysterious, but
No, sure. I
one.
mean, I'll answer what is.
Okay, so
You could always
your
deflect. That's also a defense
Yeah,
mechanism for
sure.
people in trauma.
Yeah,
defense
yeah.
mechanism.
I'll do the
Okay,
norm.
you're
Yeah.
Irish, Pakistani. What is that like? What kind of foods did you grow up eating?
I grew up mostly eating like Burmese and Indian and Pakistani food 'cause my grandmother was a really good cook. My dad
Mm.
was born in Burma or Myanmar, Burma at the time. And so my grandmother was living in our house for like the first 5 years of my life, and she's a really, really good cook. So I ate a lot of Pakistani, Indian, Burmese food. And then my dad worked in restaurants, so he would make a lot of just like American cuisine. I grew up in California, so Mexican food is a real
Mm.
big influence. Not so much from my Irish side, I'll eat corned beef and cabbage, and that's about it. There's not too much from that side. I mean, I like potatoes. Um, but yeah, I love like Asian food. I love like
Mm.
Thai food. Kind of from Burmese food. The kind of like it's connected. I feel like there's versions like of that. Like I love Southeast Asian food. I love spicy food.
Okay.
Mexican food too, because just like tacos like are my kryptonite.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
tacos are amazing. Is there
Yeah.
any fusion food like Pakistani, Irish food that you've tried or maybe made at home or
Mm.
something like that?
That's probably my mom does stuff like that, which I'm like, don't do that. Don't put that in there. Uh, like she'll just take curry and put it in something. You're like, it doesn't go in there. Um, I don't think so, because yeah, I just didn't have a lot of the cuisine did not come from my mom's side of the family. Like my
Okay.
she'll cook a couple things. She'll just cook like tuna fish or
Mm.
which is good. And she'll make like a couple things that I like. But my dad, he didn't really even cook a lot of traditional stuff because he was working in restaurants, so he was cooking like more what he was like learning from the restaurant stuff, and he didn't really start
Right.
tapping into like Indian food and Pakistani food till he was like older.
Yeah.
Um, so he kind of gave me like a nice broad, like like culinary like palette of just like we owned an Italian restaurant a little while, we owned a Mexican restaurant for a little
Wow.
while. Yeah, so but not a lot of fusing them together, I guess.
Okay. So
Although I did always have this idea for a restaurant where I wanted to do tacos from all around the world, and I wanted to make a chicken tikka taco. I thought that would be really good with like a
Ooh.
little like
there you
tiny
go.
like parazza tortilla or something.
Mm.
That's a good idea. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a good
definitely would
idea.
try that. So we can definitely agree that your dad was the better cook than your mom.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. She'll say that too.
Ali, I guessed correctly. Yeah. See, I told you that was the case.
Okay, a hot take. Cold pizza is superior to hot pizza.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I don't agree, but I'm also not a big pizza guy.
Okay.
And actually there's a thing in Rhode Island called cold pizza that my mom's family introduced me to. We moved
Wow.
there where her family's from, and I really didn't like it. But it's not because it was cold. It was like there. I don't know if you've had cold pizza in Rhode Island. It's literally just like bread with like tomato sauce on it. It's not bad, but it's not pizza. It's like there's no cheese on it.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
it
I'll
makes
eat a
sense.
cold pizza, but I like a melty hot pizza too.
Before we move on, there was another hot take you said. It's like you don't like pizza. I mean, what's going on? What? Why?
I
Why
don't
don't you?
is that I don't know how to explain it. I don't not like pizza. Like if pizza's in front of me, I will eat it, but I have never ever like when I'm hungry, I'm never like we should get pizza. I've never been the person to
Hmm.
suggest pizza. I don't know why.
Okay.
Like I just don't like it. I think I like pizza, but I don't like it as much as anyone else I know. Like if I'm at a party and someone's eating pizza, I'm like, "Ooh, this is delicious." Or if I'm on the street, like in New York or something, and there's like a little hole in the wall pizza place, I'll get down on pizza and I like it, but it's just not what I like. I'll go
Pause.
more
I mean,
taco, curry. But
nothing. Just sorry. Intrusive thoughts. Keep going.
uh, yeah, no, I like I think it might be the bread. I don't it makes me feel full. I like some bread. I like Indian breads,
Mm.
tortilla, but
Yeah,
like
the
pizza is like
naans
very
are good.
bread heavy. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's a hot take. Okay. What was it like for you to do stand up for mental health? I mean, that sounds like
Oh man,
impossible.
that was recently, and it was so unmentally healthy.
Because, like,
It was the
you know,
most stressful show I had done in
it's hard.
in a long time. But well, I
Yeah.
felt like the people there, like they were nice, but I don't think they like grasped like what mental health is. Like they were kind of like fancy. There was like it was like a masquerade party, which gave me so much
Mhm.
anxiety. It was just like I got there and they had like these weird masks. It felt like eyes wide shut. And I
What?
was like, I don't want to do this. And they're like, oh, it's for mental health. And the whole event was about unmasking,
Mm.
but they got there and they
Oh.
like gave you a mask. They're like, put this mask on. And they're like, oh no, you put it on so that you can take it off. I'm like, no, I don't, that doesn't make sense to me. And like, and they wanted the comedians to show up like I think we were there for like 3 hours or 3 or 4 hours before we went on. So they're like, "Oh, we want you to attend the event," which like is nice, but it was almost like mandatory. And I
Yeah.
just feel like for comics, it's like we just want to like show up, hide in the back, do our set, and like disappear, you know?
Yeah,
But they
no,
wanted us
certainly.
to be like front and center. So it was just like I just felt like, oh man, this is for mental health, but you're like destroying my mental health.
There's like showing you the vibe, There's like this is what you should be expecting before you hop on stage.
Yeah. And it was just like I think it felt like mental health for like wealthy people who maybe don't know what mental health is.
Or
When
comedy.
we were doing our research, like, and we saw that this was like a mental health event, I was picturing like you were doing comedy for people who are depressed or who do
Yeah.
have mental issues, and I'm just like
No.
thinking like what kind of jokes do you need to say, like for people who are in
Yeah.
that situation.
They
And
were asking us to do some stuff on mental health, but I kind of mostly just did my own jokes. They were like, "Oh, it would be great if you like wrote jokes about mental health," and I like maybe like mentioned one thing about going to therapy or something. But but yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like when people want you to like write to a topic, the audience is like the audience doesn't need that. The audience just wants jokes. You know, they're just like
yeah.
you don't have to go like pander too much to the crowd. Like we're here for mental health. You better like only talk about that. Like so I just kind of just did my regular acts. Uh, but yeah, but I don't think the people in the audience were necessarily. It was more like it is a good cause. Like I'll give them that. Like they provide free like they provide people who can't afford health care or mental health care, they provide them. So they'll like this was to raise money for those
Yeah.
people. But I don't think many of those people were at the event. I don't think they could afford the ticket. I don't know.
Hence why they're depressed. How
Yeah,
do you-
yeah. But I could be wrong. I didn't really go and ask everyone, but I got the vibe that there was like the two different groups. It was like, this was the group where we're raising money to pay for these other people's mental health.
what's your favorite kind of crowd or audience to perform
Hmm.
to?
I feel like I haven't performed it for it in a while, but always love like comedy nerds. Like there used to
Mhm.
be a venue in LA called the Meltdown Comics, and it was just
Oh,
like
okay.
people who loved comedy. Um, but I guess like also more on the nerd side because there is like other people who love comedy that's more like, and no shade to it, but like, like the darker like, Kill Tony, which I'll watch
Yeah,
that show, but like, the people there they want more like the dark stuff, which I think
yeah.
again I think all comedy is valid and like if something makes you laugh, it's comedy. But I love like people who kind of want to talk about bugs or just stupid stuff that doesn't really matter that much, but it's just funny. So I do miss like the Meltdown Comics was like one of the best shows. But like I think it's when it's like a smaller niche comedy club that has like a following. That's always like a really good audience. Like they're coming there for the club and not necessarily for the comics. Like
Mm,
it's not like they're willing to just trust the club that the club is going to curate funny comedians and it doesn't matter like what the style of comedy is versus like bigger clubs it's like they're coming for the big name and that's cool and that's fun and I'm sure if I was big and I had like an audience that always came out to see me, it would feel nice because they would obviously get my humor. But there's just something fun about like a small hole in the wall comedy club, just anywhere around the country. That like, oh, they like this club. This is like their vibe. This is their spot. It's not just people going, hey, I've never seen comedy before. Let me go out and let me see comedy. It's like people who are like, we love comedy. We want to see more comedy.
And that's because
Oh,
like
yeah.
if you can impress the people that are familiar with comedy, you know you have something good going on, like a comedian's comedian.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that's true. Yeah. And I just think sometimes they appreciate the little tiny things, like the little jokes or tags you write, the little like, sometimes I'll do a joke that's like so stupid because I think it's funny that's like I have a new joke where I say like, I open just going, everyone's talking about giraffes' necks, and I know no one is, but like a certain kind of crowd that will just get how stupid and funny that is right away, like
Yeah.
that I'm so wrong that's happening that they
Yes.
laugh at it versus like maybe sometimes another crowd that's a little more broad or like just kind of out for the night is like, what? No, they're not. Like, what are you talking about? So I appreciate those just like little crowds that are like, oh, I see what you're doing there. Like you're being sarcastic and you're playing with the form a little bit.
God forbid a comedian joke, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. We wanted to do a little section called wrong answers only. So this will be a few
Okay,
minutes. We're gonna ask you
great.
questions and you can only give the wrong answer. Okay. So um how long have you been doing comedy, Ahmed?
My whole life. My whole life,
uh,
since I was born, I came out of the womb and I grabbed the umbilical cord and I was like, "Hey,
Uh,
kill me!" I
my first joke.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the number one rule of comedy that you always ignore?
uh, always, always shit on the audience. Always tell them, always like literally shit on them. Like, just shit directly on them. It
Literally,
equalizes
shit.
the playing
physically,
field.
yeah, it's like
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
just poop on them. It's what the monkeys did. It's the first comedy.
what's uh, what's the key to writing the perfect joke?
Never write. Never write your thoughts down. Never repeat any idea ever. You just speak. Just go and speak, and then it'll come out right.
Best way to write a joke. Just don't write it.
Yeah,
Just
don't
don't
write.
do it. Don't do
Don't
it.
use words. Don't even use words. Just make
what's uh,
sounds with your mouth.
what's one piece of
Also,
advice you'd give a new comedian to help them with their career?
Um,
quit. No,
yeah. What's wrong answer only? Uh, just go to the best comedy club and just walk right on stage and take the mic and just do it, and and they'll respect you forever. Just grab it. If Dave Chappelle's on stage, you take it from him, and now you're Dave Chappelle.
Side, you
let
have
it
one?
rip. Um, Let me think. What's the worst joke to say on stage? Or should I no, or should I
Um,
ask what's the best joke to say on stage?
you always want to be harming children in your act, in any capacity, whether it's stabbing them. People love to hurt children. They really don't like when children are okay.
God damn!
He said wrong answer.
Yeah, he said, say something. Okay.
Oh, bro, that took me like Epstein files shit.
Yeah,
Wrong answers only. Wrong answers only. Okay.
yeah.
Final round. Speaks Joe. Speed round. Who writes your jokes for you?
Oh, George Carlin. You just go to like deep cuts, George Carlin, Richard Pryor, and you just take the stuff that nobody remembers anymore. Yeah, you just do it in a different voice.
Ahmed's comedy school.
I do teach school.
What's the real reason you love touring so much?
Pussy.
Straight to it. Okay.
Let's hope your wife is not watching this.
Oh, she knows me. She's like, bullshit.
Favorite comedian?
Favorite comedian. This is wrong answers only.
Yes,
Yeah.
wrong answers only.
Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein. He was really funny. Very funny. People underrated.
Okay, I'll do one more then side. You can do the last one. Okay,
Sure.
how do you relax after a show?
With Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, you just do some heroin. You just, just put some heroin right in your veins. It'll just relax you right away.
Uh, fucking hell, bro. Just do it, yeah. How do you treat a heckler?
Oh, you just let you trade with them. Hey, you're funnier than me. You get up here, you do it, and then you just give them a mic, and you sit down, and you let them finish. If they beat you. If they can heckle you, then you are not superior. You just got to relinquish your mic.
It's like gladiators positions, you know.
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
the way.
End scene. Okay, done with wrong answer. Done. Okay, now
My
correct
cheeks
answers.
hurt.
Okay, so how do you write your jokes? Like, what do you like? Walk around? Are you in a park?
Yeah,
Or-
walking around helps a lot. Like I'll go on a hike. I just collect like a little. I have like a notes app in my phone. I have a little notepad. Uh, it's kind of hard. Sometimes it just comes to you when it comes to you. You can't really force it. But sometimes I will like sit and try to like. I'll look more sometimes for the topic or like the subject first versus like I don't know. Sometimes when I try to think what's funny, like nothing comes. But if I just think about things and let the funny come second, usually I find that helps. Or
Oh,
like
wow.
some of my butt jokes, like my ant joke, like I was just like, can I write a joke about ants? And I just like sat and thought about ants for a while and the funny came. But like a lot, I mean, my best jokes sometimes they just pop in your head and you're like, oh, that's good. So it's kind of hard to force those ones, but you have to kind of in between those moments of like of aha, you have to kind of just get disciplined and like take thoughts and work them into something.
um, why do you think that when people get older, they get less creative? You know, when we're kids, we're super
Yeah.
creative, right? Like we're so
Yeah.
like playing with our
I mean,
imagination.
I guess like part of it might be for drive, part of it might be maybe, if you've exhausted your creativity, you're like, well, I did that, I did this, what else do I do now? But I mean, there are like my mom's an artist. I think she's getting better as an artist. So maybe sometimes it's like hunger. So like maybe if you're still hungry when you're old and you want, like I'd say like, but maybe like successful comedians, successful artists, that's when the drive probably like goes away because they already got what they wanted out of it. They already achieved the fame, the notoriety, the success, or whatever, and so there's less drive for it. And then maybe just things get in the way. Like for me, like I have kids now, and I'm definitely not as prolific as I used to be. I used to like be hitting open mics every day, multiple times a day, shows, open mics nonstop, writing during the day. Now that I have kids, like I get to it when I can get to it, and but maybe when they're older, I might get that hunger back. I'm not sure. But yeah, I don't know. I think that when you're young, there's another thing too, where I think your brain is not like set. You're
Mm.
open to, you're more open. So I think creativity is good to be open versus like once you kind of calcify, you're like, no, this is the way the world is. Like they say, like little kids are better at learning languages because like they're not as afraid to do it wrong. where like old people maybe there'd be more like, no, that's not right, and they might not allow themselves to go down a path where they're like, no, I've already tried that. It's a dead end. Where like a young person's like, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna see it till the end.
Yeah.
You think adults should be like that a bit more? You know, just like have the
Yeah,
willingness to make mistakes and just, you know, yeah, just
I think so. I think yeah. I mean, I did a show this week too after the mental health thing for all old people, and like it made me sad sometimes to see old people because it's just like they're living in this like one community. They clearly never leave the community. They only want to see other old people. They're like complaining about the food. They're complaining about the temperature, the light, and it's just like, what are you doing? Like, just I don't know. Like, you're forgetting what's like good about life, you know. But I think maybe
yeah.
because they're like they're about to maybe lose their life, and they're just like, I gotta hold on to like what I know works or something. I don't know. But yeah, it makes me sad. Like when I see like I have like relatives that go live in an old folks home like voluntarily. Like I'm gonna live where only is only older old people. And I don't want to see young people anymore. It's like what? It's weird.
What is
Yeah,
that?
I
Yeah, I
think
think
at
yeah, I
that
think
age, when you reach that age, you don't want to be around other people your age because then they just remind you of like, it's like, oh, this is
this
the
is it.
end. You know, it's getting
Yeah.
closer.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like not
You don't want a
stimulating.
reminder.
It's not stimulating. I think. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe I'm wrong, but I can see, it's
No,
they get
no.
their comfort zone. They want to be in their comfort zone. They want to like not be challenged. They want to like they know what they like and they just want that.
Yeah. I mean, like I can see it. So my dad's 62, and I saw like how he is around, you know, people his age and maybe even a bit younger than him. And then there was a couple of times I took him out with some of my friends here when he was in Lebanon, and just like that, his energy was so different. You know, he was when he
Yeah.
was with us, he was just like jumping and like happy and like it was kind of like dancing and stuff. And I was like, bro, you still got energy in you. Like, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
in general, he's an energetic person, but like I saw more of it when he was hanging out with people my age. So,
Yeah, that's how I felt when I had my kids and my parents were around my kids. I felt like it reinvigorated them. Like they're like, "Oh, there's this
mhm.
little life here." And now I'm like, I want to come out and do something. I want to like take them for a walk or whatever they want to do. But like before they were like tired or they didn't want to do anything.
Yeah, maybe that's why grandparents like that's why parents in general want grandkids so that you know they
Yeah.
can get energy back. They're like,
Yeah, I think so.
we're tired of your sorry ass. We need someone new in the family.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It is. It is a solution. I think it works.
um, Ali,
Yes. So,
what's your take?
if comedy didn't work out, what career would you be doing right now?
I really like cooking. I think I would like to own a restaurant. And I also like teaching. I've been teaching stand up now for 2 years, and I like being a teacher. So if I didn't teach stand up, I was maybe going to teach like history or like geography. I like those two subjects.
Okay.
So yeah, maybe a cook or a teacher.
Nice.
Favorite era in history? I know it's like a cliche question, but
Ooh, that's
those are
hard.
fun.
I love history. Um, I, that's really hard. I feel like it always goes through different phases. Uh, I really want to write a movie, like a comedy that takes place like, you know, in like when like like when like Christopher Columbus and all that stuff, just when like the worlds were like opening up and like
Yeah.
finding these, I just think that's very fascinating. Like I really do find like early America, colonial America, like interesting just because of all the different things that are colliding and like the indigenous people and like all of how they're like how
Christopher
they were
Columbus meeting
working
the
and
Native Americans, you know, like
yeah,
the
I mean
Magic
it's
Dragon.
dark and it's sad, but like it's also very fascinating to me and like the different ways like when the Spanish was there, then the French and the British and just how all that kind of worked out and like um yeah, like the fur trade and I just love geography, so it's like the way that like the rivers really affected things and the mountains and just how like California was discovered by the Spanish, but like was untouched because it was like too far away and mountainous and like
Yeah, yeah.
so I find that so fascinating when the
So what's
worlds are
stopping you
colliding.
from writing that movie?
Um, just laziness, I guess. Yeah. I mean, I definitely have an outline to it, and I wanted to have it be more like one of the characters is more like is the main character is an indigenous person, so like because I don't want it to
Yeah.
just be like this like oh like very Eurocentric like this is what it was. It's like no, this is like there's two characters and one of them's from like one of them will be like they'll both be maybe interpreters so they can kind of
Yeah.
like dip in both worlds and like get
Hmm.
captured by the other side and like really but like kind of like a Monty Python like Holy
Hmm.
Grail type like silliness and like or Life of Brian like exploration of like just like humanity but in a silly stupid way.
I mean, I think it can be done, even if it takes you time. Like these kind of projects, like they can be worked on, like every now and then. They don't have to be worked on in one intense moment. I mean,
Yeah.
we recently interviewed Tamer. He's an Egyptian Swiss director, and he released, to be honest, I would say a masterpiece of a movie. But it took him 10 years to film it, and I mean, 10 years is a long ass time to film a movie. But
Yeah.
what came out of it was one of the best movies I've ever watched in my life. I'm not
Oh
gonna lie,
wow.
like hands down, really good stuff. And maybe like this is just my perspective, but I mean, if it's gonna take a long time, I mean, at least it means you're putting in the quality into it, right? You're
Yeah.
putting in the
Yeah,
work.
absolutely.
Now I'm
Yeah,
not saying take 10 years to do your
yeah,
thing, but
yeah.
like,
Yeah. But no, I
but
find that
like
time
it.
in history I also like, I feel like it's more cliche, but like, a little bit before World War II and just the way that like everything was kind of shaping then and like the like decline of the British Empire, the rise of like Germany and like fall of the Ottoman Empire, like just like whenever there's just like all this kind of big changes happening, I find it very interesting and like oh
Mhm.
how did people adapt and change or why did this power take that power, why did this thing rise, why did this fall apart or whatever.
Mhm.
I find that very interesting.
Mhm.
You know, the Renaissance period that happened after the Dark Ages, and then all
Yeah,
these artists came to life and brought the most beautiful art we've ever seen. It's so inspiring. It really makes me think about like nowadays we're living in kind of a dark period. We can all feel it, and so who knows
yeah,
when that next Renaissance is going to be when
yeah,
everything's
something
going to
good is
work.
happening gonna come up next because we're in a shitty time. But that is like the cycle it seems like the cycle of life is like there's a struggle, there's like a and that's like what creates like a diamond, right? Like there's this resistance, there's this like and then out from the ashes comes something new and good, hopefully.
Well, I know we're running out of time, so I'm going to ask you my last question. Who's a
Sure.
comedian everyone should know about but doesn't? Like,
Milan Patel is really funny. He's someone I've recently met the last few years. Just so unique, so funny, very like subtle and like strange and like kind of low energy, but like yeah, he's really really funny. He really makes me laugh. Like every time I see him, I'm like, damn, he's good. So yeah,
right?
check out Milan
Awesome.
Patel.
We'll have to check him out. Said,
Yeah, he's
anything
very
else?
funny.
Um, my last question is, Ahmed, where can people find you, and what is next for you in your work?
Sure. I'm filming a special this Saturday. It's going
Yeah.
to be on a YouTube channel called Spesh with an exclamation mark. It's the Lyric Hyperion's production company. I'm filming it at the Lyric Hyperion in Silver Lake. That should be out in sometime in the new year. I also teach comedy in LA and virtually. You can go to ahmedscomedyschool.com to learn more about that. I have a sketch group on YouTube called Dead Kevin Sketch. There's a bunch of sketches there and my stand up is mostly on my Instagram, Ahmed Bharoocha. Those are the most of the places you can find what I'm doing.
Awesome, guys. Thank you for watching another episode of
Thanks,
A to the
Ahmed.
Show.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ahmed, for joining us. Guys, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share so that all of our guests can also get more exposure. And thank you for watching. See you guys. We still
Signing
need to
out.
cover the
We're out of
camera,
here.
Ahmed, if you want to join
All
us.
right, thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Bye. Thank you.
Peace.